Hey, what's up everybody? Just gonna do a pickups video here. Been a while. I don't do these as often. This is mostly gonna be iOS devices. If you've watched my recent videos, this is kind of a recap of some of those things that I've shown in individual videos, along with a couple of other additions to that and a couple of other pickups. So let's just get right into it. Maybe I can make this a quick video. First off, I got, and I've had, you guys may recall some of my stories with this, trying to get this to work in the past, but now I have it. So, got Rainbow Six 3 Raven Shield for the Mac, and it doesn't come with the big box or anything, which, I mean, my PC copy is the same way. So yeah, disc 1 and, pretty sure this one, okay, this one comes, which way is it? There we go. Yeah, disc 2, so yeah, pretty cool on that. I've had this since January, actually. I ordered it at the beginning of January, and I just never showed it in a pickups video because I didn't do a pickups video. So yeah, pretty cool there. I did find a way to make it work, as you guys are aware of. I had a hard time making this game work because you can download it from Macintosh Garden along with the expansion pack Athena Sword. But I could never make it work. For a long time I couldn't make it work because I didn't realize I had to. I didn't try Toast, that probably would work as well. But I didn't realize I had to have the image mounted as a locked Toast file. I had to lock the file. That was the thing that I didn't realize for so long. So it took me a long time to get that working, and I did finally get it working, but just as a collector's item. And so I wouldn't have to dick around with that in the future. I got this. So I also did order Athena Sword for the Mac, but the guy never shipped it. Weeks later, I went to him and he just canceled it right away. So just, I've had that happen before. People just never ship anything and they never communicate to you, but if you ask them to cancel it, they cancel it right away. So kind of weird on that. But cool to have. Been getting a little bit more Mac software. Other computer stuff. I made a video on this, but if you didn't watch that video, got a G Technology drive, and these guys are owned by Western Digital, I believe. It might say, nah, it doesn't say, but this is a G Drive Mini, 750 gigabyte, 7200 RPM drive, and the original drive is in this still, but it's an enclosure that I have had this apart, and I have used other drives in it so far, which is the main reason that I purchased this one, not because of the 750 drive in it, just for the enclosure itself, but that is a nice drive, and it seems to be in good health still, which is nice. And it's a Firewire 800 drive with two 800 ports and a USB 2 port, and it does have the option for DC in 12 volt, but I don't use it with that. It is bus powered as well, and it will work with 400, Firewire 400 under bus power as well, so that's the main reason I got this, and it works excellently for that, so pretty cool to have one of these. I also did pick up a G Technology drive that's a much newer one. It's a Firewire 800 and USB, I think 3, it might be USB 3. One for my iMac here, and that's what I've been running it off of for the entirety of the year because I got it the last day of 2020. But that's nothing like this. It's one to where you have to pry it open if you want to get the hard drive out or swap it out, so I haven't tried to do that yet. I will maybe do so when it fails on me, whenever that is, but I won't show that because it's plugged into the computer. Yeah, pretty cool on that. Nice to have an enclosure. That's really what I wanted. Next I need to get an enclosure for the bigger drives, 3.5 inch drives. Next stuff, this is all the iOS devices. First off, the iPad, which I did an unboxing video of and a review of, but here it is. It's the newest iPad that they sell. It's just the 8th gen 32 gigabyte Wi-Fi model. Standard iPad, $300 iPad. And you can look at my review for my thoughts on it. Look at this. And then, oh man, damn thing fell apart. So I have a case on it. The fold up broke. Whatever. April showers, it looks like. But yeah, there that is. Then I have a case for it. It's blue and it's already starting to discolor like my mouse pad did. This is pretty similar to what my mouse pad looked like when I first got it. I mean, and it looks way different now, but yeah. I already did a video on that, so no reason to really show it again. Get this out of the way though. And then here's the 20 watt USB-C power adapter and USB-C cable. First one I've ever owned. And it charges. I don't use it while it's charging, and it charges really damn fast. So I'm impressed with that. Happy to have that. And this can be used for fast charging the phones, I believe. So, speaking of phones, I made a video showing this guy, and it is waiting for activation. Wow. It's a red iPhone 8, just the standard iPhone 8, 64 gig in red. It was manufactured in May of 2018. I don't remember when exactly. I think it might have been May 21st or 31st that it was manufactured. And I've added some scratches to it, but when I got it, it was awesome condition, brand new. Absolutely, not a scratch on it. Battery health is 100% on it. It hasn't lost any capacity. It's pretty much a brand new phone. And more testament to that, let me see here. It's running iOS 11.3.1, so you can see that. Trying to show, but yeah, I'm not sure what the indication would be that it is iOS 11 and not 12 or later. I don't remember exactly. Oh, here's one. You can see, you really can't make it out, but the old voice memos icon before they changed that. And if I play some music, it will have the light mode thing. But yeah, pretty cool on that. So this is a very rare phone because it's a red iPhone 8, which isn't particularly rare, but it's the most uncommon of them because they stopped making them in September of 2018. And then less than a year ago, they stopped selling the other colors of the iPhone 8. So that makes it somewhat rare. Well, it's not rare. It's just unique. But it being on its original firmware, pretty much original firmware, does make it rare. So pretty cool on that. Like I say, brand new phone, pretty much exactly as it was in 2018. And that red color is really cool. It's just that the back shows fingerprints like a son of a bitch. And then that was a pretty cool score, but I outdid myself. Something that I think is even cooler, man. This is just a freaking steal in every way possible. I don't know how I lucked into these things at the same time, man, but it worked out perfectly for me. Got another iPhone and another red iPhone, which red iPhone 7. It is the standard 7. There's nothing really special about the model itself. It's 128 gig, which was the minimum storage for this. Same with the jet black version. The minimum was 32 gig for the other colors, but 128 gig is really nice, I say. But very good condition overall. It's not as good condition as the other one, but it's definitely acceptable condition. It looks nice. It still looks nice, and it hasn't discolored. I know there's some reports, there's things going around about the iPhone XR and some other phones discoloring that are red, but I'm not aware of this being a problem on the red 7 or the red 8. And so that's cool in and of itself. Again, it's not a plus phone, but I don't really care. But again, the thing that makes it special is iOS 10. Score! And same deal with this. Let's look at the version. It's running iOS 10.3.2. So that's a pretty damn good score. This came with, I think, 10.2 or something along that line. 10.2.1. Then 10.3 came out like a couple days after they started shipping. So this is pretty much the original firmware. It's pretty close. To have one on iOS 10 at all is amazing. And it is iOS 10. It should be fairly obvious that it's iOS 10. So, freaking score, man. To find both of these red iPhones on their original firmwares within like a week of each other is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, very, very cool. I prefer this one greatly, but this is still pretty neat. The hardware on the 8 is definitely better overall, but I prefer iOS 10 to iOS 11, and I also prefer aluminum back, and I prefer the white front. I know a lot of people prefer the black front, and I think it does look cool, but this is the product red from Apple. I mean, this is what they always did. I don't have a product red iPod Touch, but those always had a white front going back to 2012. And then the original red Nanos, they had the white click wheel and the white caps, so it only makes sense to match it on the phone. So, very, very cool, man. This was manufactured, I forget when it was manufactured, but it was manufactured before March 21st of 2017. I don't remember, maybe it was March 14th or earlier than that. I don't know. I don't know. But it was manufactured before they actually announced it. So this is early on, 100% battery capacity. Freaking rare and cool. I collect these things. I like these older iOS versions. And so to have two very unique items like this, it's very cool. So I'm very, very happy with this. Like I say though, the 8 is better hardware overall, much better speakers, better screen, wireless charging, fast charging, better cameras, faster chip, no, what the hell is it called, loop disease. I know that's a problem. This doesn't have it as far as I'm aware. However, I don't know if anybody can confirm this for me, if you know more about these things than I do, because this is something that I haven't researched, but I heard some guy say, if you have this problem, you lose your microphone, obviously, like you lose, you can't do voice memos, which, as of right now, I can. But then the phone can get into a boot loop, and then you're screwed. However, I heard somebody say that starting with iOS 11, there is a hardware check that you have to pass the hardware check for it to boot, and it fails on this because the touch IC or the audio IC is bad, so it fails and it boot loops. But that's not the case on iOS 10 because there's no hardware check. So theoretically that should never happen to this phone. I don't know if that's true or not, but I only hope it is. Because I really don't care if I lose the microphone on this. I would prefer not to, but if that's the only thing that happens, then okay. But yeah, so the iPhone 8 is better overall, but this is really freaking cool. This one's more unique to me. Very neat piece of 2017. So, yeah, and then a piece of 2018. Different times, much different times. And then, to keep it more in the iOS 10 sphere though, this is something that's not particularly rare or interesting, but I'll show it anyway. I mean, it can be kind of interesting, but it's not rare like the other things. So, this is an iPad Air, first generation. It's 32 gigabytes, which is nice, not 16, because 16 gigs is just shit. 32 gig is the minimum that I would go. I would have preferred to have 64 or 128, but 32 is acceptable. And it's just the iPad Air 1. You can see the old home button and everything there, but decent condition. The back is kind of scuffed up, especially the bottom there. I don't know if it's going to show up. Yeah, you can see that like white. And then there's a tiny, tiny chip right there. And that's it. Other than that, oh, and then pull up an app here. Safari. There is a little pressure mark in the screen. Not sure if that's going to show up. Probably not, but there's a little pressure mark, hot spot, white spot, whatever you want to call it, at the bottom of the screen, which is annoying. That's the worst part of this hardware. Other than that, it's fine. It has like 90% battery health, and it was manufactured in, I believe, 2015, so getting closer to the end of the life of this thing. But what makes it cool is that it is on, again, iOS 10. 10.3.3 that is, but Videos app. Some of you guys may be aware, with iOS, at least here in the States, with iOS 10.2, they changed the Videos app to the TV app, which if you're using local content is shit, because you can't search for videos. Like here, I have all of my 2017-16 videos on here just as a test. Let's see. Look up, what's a video that I made in 2016 or 2017? Oh, that video's not on here currently. But anyway, videos, using Spotlight search, you can see video results right there. My Xbox 360 games, my game collection 2016, my old Clone Army, you can see those. You can't do that with the TV app. For some reason it's just not there, so there's no way to search, which is just stupid. But how I did that, first off, this is not particularly rare to get an iPad Air 1st Gen on iOS 10. There is a way to downgrade it using a program, like I used Delete Down. There's a couple of other programs that you can use to do so. But man, it was a bitch. This was really a hard downgrade for me. It does not work at all on my iMac. Not at all. It failed to enter PwnDFU mode, and it failed to do a lot of different things, so I was out of luck. Or I thought. I tried it on my 2008 iMac, no luck. I tried it on my MacBook Pro, no luck. I tried it on my MacBook, the aluminum one, the piece of crap. No luck. Tried it on Windows, no luck. So I was like, what the hell? And I tried it on a Windows computer too. No luck. So I really thought I was out of luck for downgrading this, and I was like, God damn, man, that's what I bought the damn thing for, was to downgrade it. I thought I was out of luck. But I was able to use somebody else's 2017 MacBook Air that has bad USB ports that don't power, for some reason, devices like this. However, for some reason, it works with a monitor hub, a USB hub on a Dell monitor. So using the Dell monitor plugged into that 2017 MacBook Air, after many tries and many fails, it worked. So it was a bitch to downgrade this thing. So I will never update it. But I did finally get it downgraded. And how I got the Videos app, it's quite simple. All you gotta do is change your region in the App Store, and it will just automatically change itself. Although, whenever it asks you to enter a payment method, just cancel out, and it will do it anyway. And that should work for all iOS 10 versions that have the TV app. It should work on iOS 11, 12, 13. I think it should work to this day, honestly. Brand new device. I could try that on mine. I'd be curious to see that, actually, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to do that on my main account in case we're messing anything up, which probably wouldn't, but someday I'll try it. So I could use that on those red phones to get it back, but I don't want to connect them to the internet because I don't want them to bring up the update notification. So I won't. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Not nearly as rare or unique as these red phones, but something cool. And then lastly, perhaps this is more interesting than the other one, but also it's, in a way, it's kind of the least interesting of these devices. See, man, I'm on a roll with these things. I'm on a roll. This is an iPhone 6 Plus. It's a Plus model phone, my first ever Plus phone, and it's a phablet, man. But this is actually not that big these days. That's the funny thing, is that the phones have gotten so huge. This is not that big in comparison. But yeah, 5.5 inch screen, and it's just a regular 6 Plus. Nothing really special about it. 16 gig. Well, nothing special about the hardware anyway, again, so that basically gives it away. Just 16 gigs. It's in decent condition. It could be better. The aluminum is not too bad. It could be a lot worse, but there's some pretty bad dings on the bottom. You might be able to see that there. And then ding at the top. Again, though, what makes it unique is iOS 9. There it is, iOS 9. So 6 Plus. If it were a 6S Plus, then it would be an absolute score, steal, killer deal, because that's just 6S is one of the best phones ever made, as far as I'm concerned. And to have it on its original firmware would be awesome. I have one on iOS 10. I could actually get that if you guys want. I mean, I could just show all my devices, really. I got a lot of devices. I collect this stuff, I really do. Let's see here. 6S. Yeah, here's my 6S. I have made a video on this. I'm not going to show it. What? Fuck it. If it will boot up, I will show it. And it will. So, let's see here. The rest of these aren't so interesting. Like I have a 4S that's running iOS 6, not jailbroken. It was the downgrade that worked over the air, or not over the air, the one that you could actually just downgrade. Because for a long time there, you could downgrade a 4S to 6 just by downloading the IPSW, and it worked. And so I did it. But the phone kind of sucks though, the hardware, because my battery's at like 50% health and it's all scratched up, and it's an 8GB phone, so yeah, no good on that. I have an iPhone 4 that's running iOS 4. Hacked iOS 4, that is. I have a 3GS that's running iPhone OS 3. I have 3 iPhone 3Gs that are running iOS 2, or iPhone OS 2. But, see, yeah, no, 2 of them are really messed up, though, so that's the reason why I have so many. Because the one was messed up from the start, so I got the second one. The second one started to mess up a couple months in because the button broke. So I got the last one. Anyway, here's the 6S. I haven't shown this in a long time, actually. I made a video, like a tour video on this thing. It's a rose gold 6S, 16 gig, running iOS 10.1.1, which obviously it is affected by the 30% problem. And the battery's at like 60-something% now. It's starting to get pretty bad. So this is trailing out. This has been a really good device, though. I've used it quite extensively over the last 2 years, really. So, cool device. I really do like the 6S. Has the headphone jack, has the whole thing. So I really like the 6S. So if I could have one of those, either regular or Plus on iOS 9, that would just be killer. But a 6 Plus isn't too bad. It is, it's just a little laggy on this version, unfortunately. And I'm seeing it now. The biggest problem, the biggest differentiator, is this is a 6 Plus, and they bend. I see no signs of physical flex on this, but I can tell sometimes it does what it wants, or just whatever the fuck it wants to do, and just touches random stuff. So it does have ghost touch problem on it, so eventually this phone is just going to crap out. I don't know how soon or how far away that will be, but it is a problem, and it will happen to this phone, and it's already showing symptoms of it. but it is iOS 9. I think it's 9.2 or 9.2.1. 9.2. So yeah. Kind of cool, but it is messed up. So just to experience the plus size phone is kind of interesting. So that's 3 interesting iPhones and 1 interesting iPad and a brand new iPad, all within the span of a month. Isn't that something? But the thing is, like, iPad obviously was $300 because it's a brand new device, but this stuff was cheap. I mean, $30 in the end. $30 freaking dollars. That's not bad as far as I'm concerned. But and this thing is just killer. This was $130, which is, it's actually cheaper than the average price for this device. Just running the newest firmware, just used device. These usually go for like $160 or so, and same for this guy, which I basically paid retail for that. But so those weren't, they were scores because they're rare, not because they were cheap. Although this one I did get a decent discount on. And then this I got for under $100, which is pretty good for these, especially 32 gig. So in total, this stuff was a couple $100, which, yeah, but I had a lot of extra money, so I found these things just all at the right time and picked them up. So this is pretty much I don't see myself collecting this stuff in the future, because I pretty much have, I have enough. I did collect all of the devices that they made before 2010. I made a video showing that about 2 years ago. It's like all of my old iOS devices, and I still have all of them. iPad 1 on iOS 4. That's originally running. It's not like a tethered downgrade or anything like that, but I've picked up a lot of rare devices. But it's it gets a little bit ridiculous, really, to have so many freaking devices and not use many of them. So, yeah. Like this device, I don't see myself using that much. I think I will use it from time to time just to kind of mess with, but like, yeah, but it was so cheap that it doesn't really matter too much. But space-wise, I'm pretty much out of space. I did find places for all this stuff, but yeah. So this is probably the end of the iOS collection. I can see myself maybe getting an iPhone 5, because I have an iPhone 5, but it's all messed up, and it's only 16 gig, which I don't like. But the hardware, the battery bloated on it, so it's fucked up, and it's starting to warp the aluminum. And then maybe an iPad 4. And the reason I'd get those 2 devices is because they're the newest ones that have cool booter access and also have a number of tethered downgrades available, so I can put those on any iOS device that I want, and they're fairly decent hardware, and they're cheap, and they're disposable. I can get a 5 for like $30 in good condition, 32 gig, 64 gig, whatever I want, really. But that would be about the end of the collection. So yeah, I have enough. I pretty much have enough. But I just I saw these red phones, and it was like, man, I have to jump on that deal. So, yeah, and I'll say so far, my impressions of a Plus iPhone, it doesn't feel, I don't even really know what size my hands are relative to the general population, but I can use it fairly easily with one hand, actually. It just, it takes some of this, but I have to hold it in the right way, but I can usually adjust my grip enough to get to it without using reachability. So I find it to be perfectly usable. See, I got this on, and it has a pocket along the side, which I don't know if these it does not fit in. These jeans do not fit this phone very well at all. This pocket's actually smaller. Yeah, that doesn't really fit too well. compared to the smaller size. Doesn't fit in nearly or that well, really. You can't see it, but it's acceptable. But yeah, I say this size is better for me. I know my chair's loud, but that's just my opinion. Everybody has decided by now these are 6-year-old devices. But for me, this is just so much more realistic to use. I have no problem using this phone one-handed. It's definitely small enough. But it still has a decently large screen. It's not like a 4-inch screen. That's just too small for the web and everything nowadays. It's just too small. I do have a 5S, and that's actually my main phone out of all of these devices. It's my main phone. You guys might be familiar with that fact, the 5S that I've been using for years. But it's coming close to the end of its life. I'm moving to get rid of it. Or not get rid of it, but replace it. Or just stop using it. Because I don't need this, really. I don't need a smartphone at all. The only thing is my number's on it, so if it wasn't for that, I mean, I just don't care. I don't use it for anything else now. I do get my YouTube notifications on there as well, but whatever. I look at my email regularly enough. But yeah, I basically use this as a glorified iPod now. I do have to use the adapter, but whatever. So that's my opinion on that. I guess I'm just trying to see here my chair. If I put my feet down, it will rotate even more than this. But yeah, I prefer this personally. I can see why people do like this, just because when you're playing a video or just anything like that, it's a lot bigger. But this is so much easier to use. It's just about right, I think. This is just about the perfect size. So yeah, I'm perfectly content that I have regular sizes of these phones and not plus ones. I wouldn't mind if they were plus ones, really. I would accept that, but personally it's just it's a lot, so, but it's alright. So there's my iOS device pickups and a couple of other obscure pickups. I kept the video shorter than I kept some other ones, but now I'm starting to ramble on and on. If I'm gonna ramble, I can ramble, but whatever. There's not enough stuff to make a weekly update video, but whatever. I could do a chair rant video again, man, but I mean, I'm sitting in the same chair that I made all those old videos in, the Deuce Brotherhood, Deuce for Life. I have a Deuce Brotherhood sign, but I threw away the original one. I don't know why. I mean, I destroyed the one. You want to see how much I care about website? I destroyed the sign, but I have one of them, so I could do a setup and make a chair rant, but I'm not going to do that. I just don't have that energy to make a chair rant, but whatever. I made the last one I made was Shane the Allegations, I'm pretty sure, which is kind of funny, but you can see a big change in energy level between those two videos, man. Look at like False Gamer versus Shane the Allegations. It's a big difference. So, but I'm using the same chair. I'm sitting in the same chair. But yeah, things are starting to normalize, I suppose. I'm starting to get straightened out. So more videos to come soon, I think. I think that there will actually be some cool videos to come fairly soon. It's just, I am busy. I am actually busy these days. School and work, I'm busy. But when I do have free time, there are some cool videos to make. I do have a video coming out soon that's about a computer, and I'll add an addendum to that video. I'm just turning all these phones off. The computer, I was unable to get it to successfully boot up ever again, so it's done for. But I will. You'll see the video. But yeah. I want to make a commentary, but well, we could make a damn commentary, but it's fine, man. This, I'll say one thing. This has white spot problem, which a lot of the 10.5 inch iPads had, which sucks because I would love to get one of those because I think that's just about the perfect device. Small bezels, but the old design, because I hate the permaturb shit at the bottom, as Chris Perillo says. I've been on the same show as that guy has been, interestingly enough, if you know what I'm talking about. But the white spot problem ruins this device for media consumption, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. But what's better? What would you rather have? White spots or dust under your screen? That's a good question. But whatever. That's enough. I'll catch you guys later. I hope you all enjoyed my pickups video. If you guys are into collecting these old devices, tell me what you guys have if you find stuff like this as well. Because, I mean, it's just a matter of looking. It's a matter of just waiting for them to appear. I mean, they do appear. It's just a matter of waiting and then hoping that they're at a good price where you can snag them. That's why if the price is right, So, there you go. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Catch you guys later.